Hey guys, welcome back to Foritech Online TV. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do. And don't forget to click on the notification button so that you never miss out on any content that we upload for you. And take note that Foritech Online TV is proudly sponsored by Foritech IT Solutions. Oh, did I just forget? No. 1 second. Please also take a moment of your time to also subscribe to Bone Shaker TV if you also have not do so, and also click on the notification button. Well, as you see that I'm not alone, I'm here with your girl B, and we're here to actually give you a recap, or should I say a review on the reunion of the Real Housewives of Durban Part 2, because I think last week she gave you guys a review on Part 1. So we are going to be doing the review of Part 2, and also a disclaimer that the views and opinions that we are going to have about the whole reunion are actually ours and do not actually share the opinions of Foritech Online TV. So it was okay. I don't know. How do you feel? How was the part two for you?
Um, it was just a roller coaster because if you can remember, it all started with some arguments, misunderstandings, but then when it ended with love. You know, it ended with someone taking responsibility of their own mistakes and their own actions.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that it was actually a good one, how it even started to how it even ended.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to Maple.
Well, for me, I didn't really enjoy it. I felt like it was choppy here and there. If you guys agree with me, obviously you guys will let us know in the comment section. I felt there were many loopholes here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I think Maple gave it a good run. And the part two, the whole cast as well, except for one person, obviously, who stood out for me. But I just felt like even last week, in a way, he was also kind of like biased. I saw how he was giving attention to one group of ladies, and he wasn't actually giving his attention to another group of ladies. And also this week, today, I felt like he still did the same thing. Um, I think we'll just have to, give bits and pieces, because already B has given how it started, and how it ended, that it did end like beautifully. We see how Mable now asked Sorisha why she didn't tell Amy
Any.
the fact that Usane did tell her that she said those things that she said. And for me, I felt like Amy also brushed down Sorisha, because Sorisha didn't answer. And she was like, I didn't need Sorisha to tell me, because already Usane had already showed ukuthi she probably might have said something like that. But to my surprise, well, not to my surprise, to my thinking, if it was probably Nonku who might have said that, any or anybody else was going to want to attack. Sorisha was not given the chance to explain, and yet, if you if you watch, Nongo is always crucified for any small thing that she said, any small thing that she says, like, yeah, you said this, you said this, you said that. I feel like maybe because Sorisha's got a lot of it, and maybe Annie is not, or does not want to lose that kind of friendship based on that. But for me, I really was not happy with that whole part. I felt like Mablesh was supposed to have gone back and still demand an answer from Sorisha, because with everybody else, he will still go back. And I don't know if you feel the same thing.
Okay, I'll just explain how I actually see it. It seems like Annie and Sorisha played a part of acting like Annie doesn't know anything. So when Sorisha went to Usane, already they had planned it. that they want to uklaza usane. It was a plan. It was their plan. That's why N decided to jump in and say, you know what, Gule, I'm just gonna say my peace of mind because of she knew exactly what was happening between Yen and Osorisha. So it seems like Annie sent Osorisha to find out exactly who said those words and what actually transpired for ukuthi usane agcine sekakhuluma lamagama lawa wakhulumile. That's how I say it.
That would make sense. But I
But then with
also,
also ukuthi maBlair angatholi answer yakaSorisha, I get your point.
exactly.
He was supposed to say, you know what, Annie, thank you for taking this one, but I want to hear it from Usorisha right now.
Yeah, and I feel like even if they had planned it, the fact that Unonku the whole time, that whole misunderstanding, it was now taken with the fact that obviously it's either Nonku or Jojo said it. And from that scene, we see that now the whole time they were saying Nonku is not good for Jojo, Jojo is not good for Nonku, because it seems like whenever they are together, it means they are just talking about the other ladies. Hence, I feel like even if Annie and Sorisha had planned just to actually find out, at least they should have taken their time to exonerate Unongo much more earlier than for them to drag the fact that in their heads Nongu still should be misunderstood, because everybody seems to misunderstood Nongu because she always has a lot to say. So on that, I just feel like no, man, I was not really satisfied until they now apologized to Nonku.
Yes, I wanted to get onto that one. Yeah, we saw them apologize, and that's a good thing to do. You know, when you start uhlasela umuntu, when you realize ukuthi lo muntu lo is not at fault, really you have to apologize. But my question is, yonke lento le iqale ngosane, why didn't she apologize?
That's why I'm saying Mable from last week, he has been very biased. Do you understand? From last week, with the other group of ladies, he literally take back like Mega Tusane. I'm not going to respond to that. Like, oh, okay. But we see him Gunonku keep on going back. Even on the part one, he was asking about Ralph Diamond, and she was like, she doesn't want to talk about it. Part two again, he brings him up again. Like, okay, did you take back the car or things like that? Which shows for me that he was just being biased. On the apology part, I think also they had taken it that, okay, this is how Sane is, which is wrong. Firstly, I want to go back on how they knew or how they met Sane. That now, Usane at some point, she was like, the reason why it's because she felt like she was caught in between. I don't know in between who and who, because she had to save another relationship and also be in another relationship. I don't know which relationships she tried to save in those group of ladies, because I feel like she just was everywhere. And
you should know one thing about Sane. Sane is a big fat liar. So in anything that she does, she always tries to cover it up with lies.
yeah, I think she's manipulative, and she gets confused a lot. Like confused a lot. So I wanted to get to saying, so Risha at the beginning said that she doesn't know Sane, and yet she's the one who invited Sane on that when she was opening. Is it a beauty parlor or things like that?
Yeah.
When she came and attacked Londi and all those things, right? And then now a person who keeps on saying bad things about the circle of women that you've been with along in the long time, and then you are saying that you feel safe around her now, because we see them that they were now, getting closer, even her and Annie. Annie, I know she has been consistent since season one with how she feels with people. If she's not gelling, she's not gelling, and things like that. But I just felt like they are now being a bit contradictory, because at first it was more like Sane there, and it's even Nonku who said maybe Usane is once they get to know her better. But all of a sudden, people fell off the wagon, and now Sane was now trying to repair people's relationship. She didn't know where to fall under, which I feel like is just not it. Um, what else for me was a point break? Oh, okay. Okay, Slee on Nonku.
I think their friendship is dead. The only thing that they need to do is to support their kids' friendship. That's it. Because just because of bona, into yabo ayisekho, it's no longer giving, doesn't mean that they have to tell their kids to stop being friends.
Yeah.
Because if we can remember, Nonku did say that they were not friends. It only happened when Nonku realized that who's the name of the daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, is friends with
Her kids.
yes, with Slee's kids.
Yeah, I think they were
So and then when time
mentioning
goes
that.
on, they started like
Developing
chilling
that.
and developing that friendship. The friendship was never there. It was built by their own kids. So right now, because of the friendship is dead, they should just continue the way things are and let their kids to be friends.
I think the problem started with the fact that, okay, yeah, Unonku, I think, she blurs out a lot and things like that.
More
And
especially when she's angry.
and at some point, I think I understand her. And she has already taken the fact that if you're going to misunderstand me, it's fine, misunderstand me. Because I also saw that we're now criticizing her that she will keep on bringing Jesus and verses and things like that. I think for her, she was just tired. I mean, she has been carrying the Real Housewives of Durban since season 1. So why wouldn't she be tired?
How can you be tired of your own actions?
No,
Because
like
in most cases, ne, it's Nonku who starts all of this because of her own anger issues. When Nonku is angry, she blabs a lot. She says bad things about people, and then when she gets caught, she apologizes and then continue doing the bad things. So how can you get tired of that? Because
no,
it's your
I'm
own
not.
mouth
I'm
that
saying
is.
that obviously, as in she would get tired of her trying to explain herself. That's what she was saying.
Has to.
Because
She has
no,
to, 'cause
thing
she
is,
starts it.
either way, this whole thing. I want to mention. I wanted to when I was talking about Slee and okay, yeah, let me continue. I feel like the whole thing started with okay. Personally, I just feel like having a group of friends, being in a big circle, is very. I think it's very heavy, in the sense that everybody probably might have a best friend or whatever. If it's a group of 7 or 8 women, and I also feel like amongst 4 friends, if we are 5, and then amongst 4 friends, if the 5th one is not there, they'll probably be talking about you if you're not there. So this is what happens. And the fact that I think people have been wanting Jojo's friendship and Nonku's friendship to crumble so bad. I feel like as my friend, even if you don't like my friend, like sharp, good, it's fine, you don't like my friend. You don't really always have to like show it. Nonku's maybe a mistake was the fact that telling Jojo that, hey, yes, my friend Usli doesn't like you, says you're not good for me. That's actually way, because why do you have a problem if your friend has another friend? And if you continue watching, Slee keeps on giving them names. At first, she said, Jojo is just a new toy for Nonku. Do you understand? It's just a new toy for Nonku. But I don't think Nonku has never said that Usli is just a new toy for Sorisha because they were now also friends. That alone, those remarks, because even on their diary sessions, I don't remember any good thing that Slee said about Nonku. But she was now coming for Nonku, that Nonku you've been saying. But her herself, there isn't any good thing that she has said about Unonku, whether they're friends or not. Like, you just see that, okay, sharp, you'd rather say, I don't have anything to say about that. And now I want to come back. Also, Usorisha might have stirred up the whole thing because Annie and Jojo, also their friendship crumbled, but we also not realizing who is the reason. Sorisha is the one who started the rumor that Jojo seems to be drinking a lot. Do you understand? She's the one who said Jojo, is drinking this and that. Do you understand? And now Annie and Jojo's friendship has been on the loop or over the edge because of that. Did she take responsibility over that? She didn't. But if it was Nonku who whatsoever, everybody would be, Nonku says this because probably she talks a lot and like so many times, but we fail to see that the other people as well also have their own flaws, but they will always say it's Nonku. Coming back to Annie, when she was being asked about the infidelity in her marriage, why did she have to quote to Nonku of what Nonku said last season? Uguti, every man cheat. So now she said, because Nonku once said every man cheats, they've been expecting infidelity in my marriage. How many people, guys, how many people say every man cheats?
But then you know what I can say? If sometimes or for a moment Nonku says, let me just keep quiet. Let me just reserve my comments. I think none of this will be happening. Because in everything that is happening, we season J Young. Nonku always has something to say. That's why whenever there's some conflict, the first person to attack is Nonku.
But at times, even if she doesn't have anything to say, she is told to say something. That's
Does
the thing.
Does she?
Yes,
have
the
anything
other
to
day
say?
she was like, she doesn't want to say anything. And she was being crucified and she was like, guys, I'm tired of having to explain myself. Even last season, I remember she did say that she's tired of explaining herself. And I think I get it. At some point, it's more like, if you think I said this, it's fine, go with that narrative. Because even if I say I didn't say it, when she said Jojo didn't say it, when Usane sat across the table and said, Nonku, you and Jojo are the ones who are saying that. Didn't everything move from Sane to Nonku? And she was busy being questioned, why should she even defend Jojo, because Jojo is not a friend. So if she had kept quiet as well, they were going to say, still she knew that Jojo didn't say it, why didn't she defend her friend? Now she defended her friend, now no one is saying anything. Up until, I'm sure, maybe if Noma Blade didn't say they should apologize, or don't they think they owe her an apology if they were going to apologize? I don't know, because at times I felt like it shouldn't really come from the host saying, don't you guys think that you should apologize? I really felt like even before the reunion, they could have at least reached out, because they do watch the shows after filming everything and get like an insight of oh, okay, so this is the person who said 1, 2 and 3, who said 1, 2 and 3. Obviously people will still want to make their friendship stronger and not throw people under the bus, because they say Unonku always throws people under the bus. But either ways, there's a whole lot of things that these women have said throughout the past season, not only this season, that this one will say this one will say this one will say this, but it seems as if Unonku is always this. And that's why I said there is no way she wouldn't be tired, because she's been carrying the show from season 1. If Nonku wasn't there wasn't going to be any content from Real Housewives of Durban. I don't want to lie.
It's because she's the reason behind all this drama. After all, wait. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but then if it wasn't for Nonku and Jojo, there wouldn't be any drama.
Like, I don't even see it as drama. I just see it as a vendetta of saying, let us see how far their friendship is going to go. You understand? I believe in, if there's a friendship that is blossoming, you let it be, not criticize. There was never a time whereby I think Jojo, Nonku, and Rohan sat there and were saying Annie is bad for Sorisha, or Sorisha is bad for Annie. They're saying, I didn't see any point whereby maybe they were calling out, because it seems like they literally wanted maybe Unonku to be alone or on her own, and the fact that Jojo was, maybe they close and everything. Jojo and Annie have been friends. Nonku and Annie were not getting along. Not a day whereby she went to Jojo and said, Annie is not good for you. I don't know if you're getting where I'm coming.
I get it.
But why should now people be saying this one is not good for this one? You know, giving people names, calling them Tweedledum or Tweedledum and Tweedledoo, and also the fact that also Risha even last week, or Unonku was being dismissed so many times, even when she asked for the receipts, like, okay, you have the receipts, it's fine, bring them out. She was dismissed. Last
She was
week,
not dismissed. They were just doing a damage control.
which no, that's I
Because
think maybe from the Real Housewives that I've watched, like other ones, not like South Africa or African owned, literally during the reunion, if you've said something, like they make you like, okay, you said you're gonna say this, you see the receipts coming out. Do you understand? Usually most of the cast of this kind of reality show, most of the time are business women. So the damage control, because I think she felt like, okay, since you're saying there's something, then bring it out and stand on your word and say you're going to do that. Last week, also Risha had said food tech, right? Did you see the way Ononko was dismissed for her to say literally how she was not okay with that? She was still dismissed. Like it's as if your thingy doesn't matter, but everybody else was being given the chance to express themselves, how they feel and how they feel like, The only time she was only being given a chance is so that, yeah, we know that she's gonna blab and, be steepy or no, be sloppy and have the sloppy tongue. So I wish I wish there was going to be a part 3, because I feel like I didn't really get most of the cast of this season, how they really feel about a lot of things. Usani, I still feel like there were a lot of loops and all those things. Her being, defensive, and her crying, and the next thing saying, but but I was crying just now. Like, she's so dramatic. And now when she said, Annie, I've been so good to you, and Sorisha was like, how? Like, all those things, you are now saying how, but throughout the whole show, you are not saying it.
that's why I'm saying I think that they have planned it. If someone can say something bad about you right now, I will definitely tell that to you. I will not hide it from you. But then, if they really, really, really planned it, I think that's one of the reasons that they decided to say, we're not going to show this part on the screens. Let's do this behind the cameras. But then this is what we want it to show on the cameras, that, okay, so Risha did ask Usane about this. Sane did open up and said the truth. But I'm not going to tell Annie the truth on the cameras.
So that it can still be mislooked or what?
Maybe they wanted it to be more interesting. Because remember, after that, we saw so many tweets like on Twitter, and so many comments on the social medias as to why didn't Sorisha tell Annie that Sane said this. And remember, on the same event, they went for dinner, and that topic came out on the table. So Risha also defended Usane. So it was all just a plan, so that on the reunion, Sorisha will just spill the beans, or Annie will just spill the beans. That, you know what, we knew about this all along, but then we wanted to know what exactly was said when Sane said this and this and this.
I wish that could have been said earlier. And the reasons why I'm saying that is because looking at Annie and Jojo's falling out, how will that now be repaired? Because your other own friend was, or you guys planned, and now another person is hurt. I feel like that is very unfair of them, if that's how they planned it. But overall, I feel like the Real Housewives of Durban gave it a good run, even though I just feel like there are some people on the next season who shouldn't come back. For example, Mbali, I feel like she shouldn't come back. Maria,
Yeah, she had nothing interesting
Maria
to do
as
for
well.
the show. And the gas band also.
Ruan, even the fact that the both of them, I just feel like it's just also kind of jealousy. Guys, friendship do come to an end just like a season. We can be friends for 7 years, and after 7 years, we can fall out. And if I find another person to be friends with, or you also find another person to, it's okay. You know, it's okay. If it will ever find a point where we get to a point where we still come together and hash things out, it's okay without having to be calling each other names. Sane, I also think she must.
But I'm just glad that Annie did call her into order. And I see it. Okay, I know that Sane took it as if like Annie is threatening her, but remember, they met as the Real Housewives.
Yeah.
And whatever that is going on the show should be just between them. No one, like no outsider, should be included there.
No,
so for Sane,
she now was taking it like social media, and she was posting, you know,
so,
each and every
guys,
time.
Sorry.
So just leave that one out.
So for Sane to even take it to that extent of involving the guru into the show, and not only into the show, but also discussing Annie's marital affairs to everyone else in the world, was so wrong.
Yeah.
So when Annie called her into order, I really understand that, and by the look of things, it seems like she really meant it. It was just a promise that, you know what, continue doing this. I promise to do this to you. Not that I'm threatening you, but I promise to do it. And the funny part is that she was like, you can't do that. Not now, not tonight. You can't do that because of I've been good to you. Sane.
Yeah.
Do you even, like, before you say something, do you think about it and take it a time to process it? Because some of the things that you say, Mama, I'm even scared to say umkhaya wami. I'm even scared to say umkhaya wami ngoba izinto ezikhulumayo ngazathi mhlambe azange nje uhlaliswe phansi uyalwe ukuthi njengoba umuntu wesifazane, there are things that you cannot say to the world. There are things you cannot say to the people. Just, if you don't know what to say, just reserve your comments to yourself.
Before I end, I just feel like I just want to add a bit, you know, with this whole anything. You know, once you get into the public eye, especially in this franchise, Real Housewives of, or Real Housewives franchise, whether you like it or not, they will drag your partner. You know, most cases, even on the blogs and whatsoever, this anything is not even, you know, like too much from what I have seen from other Real Housewives, whereby literally somebody will come with receipts to say, you see, your husband was texting my friend this, you know. So once you obviously get into the space of reality, your life does not become private. No matter how much you try to make it private, there will always be talks, though, because there are blogs, there are people who are always fishing out. You're even around your own circle, you know. But I'm not saying that it gave the right for Sane to say all those things, you know, and go out. I think maybe she was trying to get the public eye. Yeah, well, she said that she meant the ex, but we all know that she was lying. We all know that she was lying, but anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed the season of The Real Housewives of Durban as much as we did. Hopefully that season 4 is going to be banging, you know, probably maybe we'll see obviously newer faces. The ones that we just said they shouldn't come back, please.
Can they come back?
Can they not come back? Can we just, you know, even fresh, young, you know, B is from KZN, guys, Durban. You can cast her. I mean, you may never know who is, you know, her man, but she'll probably be good for the show as well. So,
FYI, I'm dating a billionaire.
Exactly. Then if source comes after you, don't run. So, anyways, guys, from us, from me and your girl B, it's a TTF Editor for now.
Bye.